known as the springboard into Africa. From the beaches of Durban to the Table Mountain in Cape Town to our very own Jersey. This is South Africa, our home. The golden thread of connectivity and tech advancements are helping us overcome the digital divide. Today, learners have access to technology to further their ambitions and realize their dreams of becoming a world-famous heart surgeon, or designing a building higher than the Burj Khalifa, or starting a local retailer with branches that go beyond the African borders. Using liquid satellite connectivity, doctors have been able to connect with patients in remote villages. Goods that come into our harbors are transported effortlessly to their correct destinations because of our excellent subsea cable connectivity. A secure financial services sector that adopts technological advancements to provide its customers with the best services. Our data centers have made cloud computing possible for South African businesses and guarantee that their data never leaves the local borders. Liquid's network goes through the vital economic hubs and even remote villages, bringing connectivity to businesses and homes alike. Strategic partnerships between the national and local governments, MNOs and ISPs are helping us contribute to the development of a digitally transformed South Africa. We now have African solutions to African challenges. We are not left behind. Mzansi is liquid.
And welcome back to the second stop of the Sunbet Poker Tour, the nationwide tour. This is the stop at Sun City. We are on day 8. This is the Blue Ribbon event, the main event. We are finishing off day 1A, which started yesterday evening. And at our feature table, the players are taking their seats. We have in seat 1 Nico Wichers, who's been on the feature table quite a bit this week, 281,500 chips. Moon Khan, no stranger to everyone, 95,500. David Rosenthal, of course, needs no introduction, 104,500. Kirk Walker, it's his first time on the feature table this series, 165,000. Daryl Schaff, one of the OGs, 71,500. Mr. Sun in seat 6, 155,500. Seat 7, Edgar Ntizana, no stranger to the feature table, 51,500. And in seat 8, South African poker royalty, the legend himself, Mr. Raymond Rami, 113,000 chips, 77 years old, third place finisher in 2007 at the World Series of Poker main event. So Bozo will be under the gun as we start our first hand in this session. They have 2 levels left of this day 1A. Bozo 10-9 folds around to Kirk Walker. Pocket queens. Nice welcome to the feature table.
It is indeed.
And Gary, as if magic, has appeared from on your screens, 2 next to me. Fold it all the way around. And Kirk will get that through. He shows the pocket queens, building his table rep. He's going along quite nicely with 172,000 now. So the blinds and antes are posted. Blinds are 1,500, 2,500 with a big blind ante of 2,500, 6,500 in the pot pre-flop. So Bozo under the gun. Ace Jack.
Raise to 5,500.
Let's put in the raise to 5,500. Shafi coming along with the suited connectors. Round to Ray Rami. He'll fold on the button. Nothing for Nico. And Moon in the big blind coming along with the pocket threes. So the flop 10, 9, 10. Pocket 3 still ahead. Moon checks.
I would expect David to put some sort of continuation bet in there.
And Bozo has bet 6,000, as Gary said. Shafi out the way with his gut shot. Not a nice board for a small pair, Gary, because if it double pairs, it counterfeits him.
Yeah, Moon was definitely going to call here. And that's why. He's not expecting to see those two. He's certainly not expecting to see a full house on the river.
And already his pair of threes is dead.
Yeah, it was dead for the first ace. Exactly as you said.
And Mooney trying to have a little steal now because Bozo checked the ace. So Bozo having a look at Moon's stack. I mean, he knows he's the winning guy. He's just deciding how much he can re-raise and how much he can get paid. Bozo hasn't folded. His cards are in his hand. There comes the re-raise. And Moon's a snap fold out. So well played by Bozo, checking the ace when he found it. He c-bet the flop and checked the turn, which for deception, and it worked. Because when the second ace came, Moon came out repping it. And Bozo picked up extra chips there. So he mixed it up a little bit there against Moon for deception. And there are the outer pits.
Edgar is small, short stack with 20 big blinds, and Nico at the top with 111.
On the left-hand side, we have the remnants of this day 1A. You can see the table there with Des Godfrey, Nicholas Zackham, Bruce Kannemeyer, Nick Kanoy. They're all out there. There is a nicer shot of it. Ray Adama there as well. They're all playing this day 1A. And on the right-hand side was those that have started day 1B.
7.5. 7,500 to call.
So Kirk Walker gets queens again. I seem to remember the first hand he had queens.
Absolutely, Gary. Nice welcome sight for him, looking down to find ladies again. First time he just picked up the blinds and antes. See if he gets any well, he's going to get opposition this time.
Yep, there'll be a bit of pushback here from the Moon.
A smile. Oh,
All in.
Probably call him, but so the queens are ahead by 3% or so, 7%, sorry.
he's asked for a count, but if you look at his stack and you look at Moon's stack, I can't see any version of him folding here,
There
Gary.
shouldn't be. There shouldn't be. If he does, then that would be quite incredible. Stranger things have happened.
This is true. Many times we have said we expect something to happen and the player does the exact opposite. That's the beauty of this game.
The small big blocks. Yeah. Oh, okay.
So the dealer inadvertently counted the big blinds into the total for Kirk Walker to make his decision, and it would appear that Moon had a little bit more money than he did in terms of the actual table. So just sorting that out now. You'll get a revised total. I mean, the big blind will change it by 5k. That's the big blind and the ante. I'm surprised that Kirk's taking so long. Maybe he hasn't got a total yet.
Checking his own stack again.
We're all confused. I can see that. All of us.
I'd be interested to see the faces of the other players when he calls the queens here.
Yeah, some might perceive it as something different.
Yeah, I genuinely think Kirk has got a theory or a process here that he's going through, and he's not slow rolling the call.
Yeah, it will come across to other players like that, but he seems like he's genuinely pained about the call.
Yep.
Scared of running into kings or aces, or maybe he doesn't want to take the race against ace-king.
I've got to say, Kirk, you're in the wrong game if you're not going to take him down here. I think no rudeness required or meant, or no inference of being critical. I just think this should be standard.
Wow. He does actually fold.
Go back to the other shot.
Moon shows the ace-king. Look at all the other players. Moon shows the ace-king. Moon's happy. Trust me, Moon's happy. So he was genuinely pained on that decision. Wasn't slow rolling at all, and he actually folded.
And believe it or not, that's just giving away a massive amount of information about Kirk's play. Massive.
Yeah, he's labelled himself super nit to the rest of the table.
Oh, for sure. You know, and let me tell you that they will remember that, and the pressure will come on him.
So we started with 60 entries in this day 1A, Gary, and we're down to 16. That will go through to day 2.
Time flies.
They still have to survive these next 2 levels, of course.
Yep.
So that
all the chips are in play from all the people who've gone. So
we may end up with significantly less than the 16.
let's see. I think the main event is a guarantee, huh?
Yeah, it is a 3 million rand
Yeah, 3
guarantee
million,
for
right,
total
3
prize pool. $1 million up top.
Check, check.
Flush draw for Kirk now. Doesn't get there. So Boza will take this away now. He'll bet. And Kirk will fold his jack high. And that is part of the information Bozo gleaned from those open fold of queens, exactly as Mr. Allen next to me said.
Those are looking like a giant banana today. Well, not so giant, but that's his mustard coloured one actually. We've discussed the colour chart today, and we've agreed that's a mustard coloured one.
So you're saying not like a banana, but like a tub of Coleman's.
Indeed. Probably a similar size. Top man, Mr. Bozo, David Rosenthal, a friend of the poker world.
This is Ray Adams sporting the Harley Davidson anniversary
105 years, how about that? Wonder how old that is. I have no idea. Not a Harley man.
2.5 to call.
So action on Mr. Sun. And it's amazing how often Moon and Sun end up on the same table.
We make it happen, you know. We're very intergalactic here. Very planetary.
Action around to Nico.
Maybe we should get them all Milky Way ice cream.
Raise to 8.5.
Yes. I think we've exhausted that line of communication. Okay, back to David. Queen 5 suited into the muck. So Moon's raise is looking good. Oh, Kirk's got kings this time.
Now, has he 3-betted?
If he folds kings to Moon, I'll be going out to that table, by the way. Trust me.
No, he 3-bet and Moon folded. But you see, it's the information that's been given. When he's 3-bet there by that man, he knows.
It's got to be aces or kings.
There we go.
It has to be.
And we're not detracting from Kirk's play. I mean, he's got a lot of chips there.
Well, he's obviously doing well.
He's doing very well. He's got over 170,000 chips. Just our opinion and comment from the commentary booth of what the other players will react to who is showing those.
That's
folded
fine.
tweets.
That's fine. We're not insulting anybody. He sat it there. We're sat in here. He's got more chips than us. End of story. So, ceremony monster. What is a ceremony monster? I saw on the front of that shirt, Nico's got like a big green fist. That might be some superhero. I will have to consult with my superhero department.
Queens twice, kings and aces.
Last 5 years I haven't been.
So I've consulted with my comic strip department, and they tell me the fist at the front is the Hulk, and the other piece they're not familiar with at the back, but something to do with the Hulk. So there you go. There's a good shot right off the bat. Anyhow, I'm not going to go and argue with Nico. He's a big unit. Makes me look small, and I'm 192.
Yeah.
So
And from our home game, that is the nickname that Yassim gave him, the Hulk.
yeah, it is.
So fitting that he's wearing that. So Shafi in the small blind, 2 Moon Khans raised with the King-Queen suited. Folds. Or Mr. Sun with Ace-King. 3 bets.
28.
So it is heads up between the moon and the sun. Beautiful.
Which one shall be eclipsed?
The moon has decided to call.
Now you see here, he folded Ace-Jack to Kirk's 3-bet, to Mr. Sun's 3-bet he calls with King-Queen.
Yep. That's a nice little up and down flop there.
A gutty for Mr. Sun, and he will continue.
1.8.
He's not getting rid of Moon. Moon's chips already in the middle.
The moon is not one to waste time when he thinks he's in shape.
Now Mr. Sun has to decide if Moon was on a draw or not. He's going to carry on betting here.
Well, there's 96k in the middle. It depends whether or not he's prepared to continue to tell the story. I mean, he's got to try and get rid of the moon.
Oh,
No,
he
he's checking
checks.
it back. Check, check, brick on the river.
Moon only has 23.5k left behind.
And Moon open folds. Says I had some decent cards. And he did. He's up and down all the way. And the ace high of the ace king will take that down.
Nice pot for Mr. Sun with the ace king. Had a nice chat with Ray and Shafi when we were between events, and Raymond was regaling stories of another old friend of his, the White Eagle from All Africa Days, Ili Martinovic. He says he stays in the same complex as Ili and sees him quite regularly.
Yeah, he enjoyed doing up cars, as I recall.
Yeah, he had a car shop, panel beating shop, and that. Apparently, Ray says he has sold it, and that Ili is currently in Mauritius on holiday.
Yeah, nice man.
Ili also a past All Africa winner, the White Eagle, famous for soaring with his big outstretched arms in the poker room.
I've seen the video. I wasn't there, but I've seen the video.
I was there when he won it. I was railing, having been knocked out. I was there when he won it.
So Kirk has flatted this, so bells will be going off. Shafi with a pair. Going to try and punish the limpers here. There you go, all in. Well, we haven't seen Sun's cards, so we can't make a decision call without that.
Yeah. Oh. But it's hard action for him. There's been limp, and then a jam from the button. There we go. Max pressure from Darrell. So back to the limpers. And they are folded. So nice pickup from Shafi there, plus 11.5k.
The boy did good.
There is that other table. Is there another one in the background as well? So there's still two tables out there, Gary. So Joe Steggers in the background there.
Yeah, I believe you're right.
A number of other players out there. You can see Joe Steggers only. Yes, Faisal Dawood is this table as well. He's sitting there between Nicholas Zakam and Des Godfrey. So nothing for Nico under the gun. Mooney says that's from too early. Likewise Bozo. Kirk folds. Folded two, Chef.
Yep, couple of pictures here. Shafi will have a look. Don't think he'll be shoving, but which was his last trick. Yeah,
About 8.5 there.
enter into the fray, as they say.
Makes it 8,000. Edgar's a quick caller. Round to Ray with King 10. He gets out the way between the two. An all club flop. Backdoor diamonds for Edgar. And he is still ahead. Daryl's going to. The Daryl checked. Yeah, both checked the flop.
All pairs.
When Edgar checks again, Shafi will take that away with the delayed continuation bet. So there on the right hand side, Gaz, filling up nicely day 1B.
Yeah, as we look at it now, that is, yeah, it's Carl Myberg in the back in the distance there. So this is 1B, and the left-hand side is 1A, the remnants thereof, and the two levels we're currently running on.
You see Doc Lottering there in the front, and Gordon Patterson.
And he killed me every time.
Moto is also on that table.
How long did the test drive is for? He wants to test drive it just for a euro.
So, round to Moon.
Moon picking up these sort of semi-precious ones quite often. Kings for Huawei Sun, so the Sun and Moon will do battle again.
So for everybody else getting out of the way of the 3-bet, back to Moon. Calls.
Okay, two ways to the flop. King 10 versus Kings. Oh dear. So Moon got a piece of this. He won't know that there are kings in hiding. He'll know that Huawei thinks his hand is good, and Huawei would be right at this moment in time.
It's enough to put Moon all in. Moon puts it there. He's going to see the bad news now.
Yep.
It's got 2 outs only. Or a straight draw to develop on the turn, possibly. He now does pick up a straight draw.
Oh my word.
They are going to chop it. Mooney gets a chop out of that.
Everybody loves the chop pots.
It feels like a win.
Yeah, for me, that was
100% that is a win.
yes, lucky, very lucky.
Lucky's as we know. Nice close up of the chips.
Jack or something.
Pinks, I think 1,000, purples 5,000, greys 500, and the blacks are 100.
Nice picture of Des there in the background. Faisal next to him. Across the table here. Nikanoya in the front.
Always be in trouble against the sun. Everybody playing that's from yesterday.
In the box, please, Bozo. Thank you.
They thought they were playing cash.
The 2 of us. You must in our corner.
Some quick
Shafi holding
folders.
court.
And he and Mr. Sun are having a competition. 2 and a half to 4. I said that after one reason.
Edgar just limping in with the Queen Jack suited. the way around to Nico, the small blind, so he can complete. And Moon checks his big blind.
Ten, ace. Nobody with an ace.
Yeah, gut shot for Edgar. There's the jack on the turn.
So Edgar with the top, well, with the pair.
Yeah, him and
Flush
Nico.
gets there.
Nico and Edgar are chopping.
At this moment in time, they are doing exactly that. What if Nico's going to call? Two in as many minutes, because everybody loves a chop pot.
Bradley putting some soul into the chop pot song. So the pot is split there between Nico and Edgar.
Okay, it seems like longer, but this is hand number 5.
Yeah, I thought we'd had a few more hands than that. So it's not hand 5.
So, what hand is it, Bradley? It's hand number 10, so we're 5 behind. Bradley is trying to scare me like I just fell asleep and he woke me up or something.
Gary Van Winkle Allen.
Okay, so this is hand number 5, brackets 10.
So raised by the pocket sevens. And Ray hasn't really had anything to play with at this feature table yet.
I'm sure he's just enjoying the comfy seat.
I haven't seen them yet, but I know I don't want to fall.
Was that Shafi?
That was Bozo.
Was it? I haven't seen it yet, but I'm sure I don't want to.
I don't want to fold, yeah.
Oh, you don't want to fold?
Because it was his big blind. And then he did fold. So Mr. Sun picked up some nice hands already. He had the pocket kings. He unfortunately got a split out of that. The ace king, he picked up a lot of chips.
So he picks up the blinds, eh?
Yeah, he picks up the blinds and antes there.
So the sun picks up the blinds. He must be blinding. The blinding sun.
Oh.
We're trying to put it together here. Nice view of the table there, and a nice mix of players as well, I must say. I don't know Kirk very well. The rest of the players I know extremely well. And nice to see Shafi representing the old people. Of course, I'm far too respectful to call Mr. Rami an old person. He has surpassed those quips, and respect is due for his poker notoriety. Ace 5 for Edgar. And Ray showing us youngsters how to have some patience.
Nico thought about it there on the button. Oh, he was in the cutoff. And Edgar's raise gets through.
No. That you gotta earn. Nice try. Nice try. Look at the legendary table. Look at Uncle Ray, Uncle Edgar, Son. This TV quality is good, eh?
So I was chatting some of the guys during the break, and they were requesting whether or not we could put the flop cam on the big camera on the back. I said, I think that's possible, but to what benefit? And they said, well, we can see the game then, see what's going on the feature table. My answer to that was, keep your eyes on your own blooming flop. But
Stay focused.
I suppose it's when it's like a final table or something, there's nothing wrong with switching those views. So we will, by way of feedback here, the people who are asking, we will inquire with EP to see if we can do anything about that. Anyhow, our screen operator, we're going to call him that. He has other names, but we call him our screen operator, Alun. We will talk to Alun. I think he was meant to be called Alan, but his parents were dyslexic. So Alun will tell us how that all works later.
So this is just a limp pot all the way around.
If my parents were dyslexic, I would have been called Yarge. Not large, Yarge. Okay, flop is in. 4 players to the flop. Jack 10-4, 2 hearts. David flops 2 pair.
So Boza putting in the bet there, and that in all likelihood will end this hand.
Well, Shafi's never bet calling with a 4. I remember a famous moment in that 2007 World Series final where he called a pair of 8s all the way down, and Scotty Newen essentially got on his knees and bowed to Ray and said he was not worthy. Wonderful moment in time.
Great moment back in 2007.
I actually surprised myself I can remember that far back.
I'll tell you before, I had a feeling I was going to flop 2 pair.
You say about a loon or a lon's name. I've been told my name is the sound that a dog with a cleft palate makes.
Very clever, yes. Off we go. Hand number 8, brackets 13.
Bradley math is as bad as Bradley geography now.
So ace jack for Edgar raises up to 8k. Raven Rami with the same hand will come along by the look of it.
He makes the call. There's a lot of jacks out there already. Round to Kirk.
Well, they've got the hearts and the diamonds covered, haven't they? 3-2 for David. He's already folded. Round to Kirk.
Oh, Queen 10 suited.
Captain Kirk. Here we go.
Gary has officially dubbed the Darryl Schaff in the big blind, looking if he's priced to come along. Deciding and gets out the way. Oh, he was in the small blind. Mr. Sun, he will defend.
Sun has decided to join the fray. Good luck to all our players. Well, there's the ace. That'll wake up the ace jacks. There's a 10 for the queen 10. The queen 3 is flailing away. And
Edgar checks the ace, I think, with the option to check raise here.
quite possibly, Huawei's card is now visible, so we know that he was calling speculatively out of the big blind.
Kirk comes along with his 10.
So our friend Mr. Kirk will boldly go. Captain Kirk, that is.
There goes the big check raise.
Yeah, good call.
Suspected it when Edgar checked the ace. They makes Ray think, did he have ace 10 and flop 2 pair? Set of 10s, any one of those. Asked for a count.
Yeah, rightly so. Let him go through the thought process.
Many, many more years on the felt than myself.
Yeah, it's just under 50% of his stack, so. Yep, he's going to call.
58. Which one is 58? Now. Oh, okay.
He makes the call.
So the sensible money would be on a chop here and a fold from Kirk.
And there it is.
And everybody loves a chop pot.
Where'd you at, bud?
So there we go. The excitement is over. Ray and Edgar will chop up the spare money in the middle while we look at some artistic license from our camera guys. Moongan on the 7 bigs there. What a lovely TV shot. He's doing that on the handheld without any gimbal. Well done. Nice shot. Good
Yeah.
work out there, Paulie. And I think our dealer is Tabiso, I think. He's busy doing the math and making sure everybody's got the right amount of chips, or as in the words of Phil Ivey, everybody has the amount of chips they deserve.
When he was criticized in a hand by somebody, he said, you get your chips your way, I'll get them my way.
Yep. Ivy not renowned for his quotes, but he is a bit comedic and very dry. So one of my appies has sent me a friend request during the break. Do you know that? Do they not know? I'm not friends with anybody I work with.
He's sucking up there, guys.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you which one, but sucking up.
Sycophant.
Yeah, might have to take them to one side and give them a slap. Metaphorically speaking, you understand. Okay, the Incredible Hulk, aka Big Nick. Queen 7. He's got 276 behind, so cruising along nicely, sailing along, picking his spots. Mooncalm with Queen 7.
Quick folds round. Round to Mr. Sun. Ace 7.
Raise to 5,500.
He raises. Ray folds and Moon folds.
So Moon folded it, and the sun did rise over the moon there.
Moon was eclipsed and not the other way around.
I think that was definitely the moon went down and the sun came up. So we're having a sweaty moment in the back here, just sharing with our team out there. It would appear that the air conditioning is either not on but not working, on but on heat, or we're just really hot people in here. All of the above. Oh, hang on, I'm getting a show of hands here from the peanut gallery. All hot people is the consensus. Brad says only one of us is telling the truth. You're super hot, Brad. You're super hot.
And so modest.
No, you know, if I was a girl, I wouldn't walk past Brad. I would run past him. He didn't hear that, so it's fine. Okay, back to the action. Pocket fours for David. Around to Raymond Ramley with the ace king suited. So what is his sizing here? He's got to put Bozo in his place. He's going to raise it up for sure.
17.5.
That's 17.5, I think I heard.
That is the number.
Yeah, so raised it up by about 11.
And Nico folds a 4. And that's why our percentages lean in favor of the ace king.
It appears David is going to flat call this.
He's going set mining.
We will see the flopperoonie. And you say that only the case 4 is available.
From the cards we saw folded.
So
Oh, my
that'll be the
soul.
case 4.
That is it. And gut shot for Ray. He's checked it to Bozo. Who's going to try and suck out some value.
12,000. 12. 1, 2. 12 to call.
Backdoor diamonds and a queen for Ray. So he's made the call. Also thinks he has 2 overs. That brings a flush there. Ray checks.
I think this is where Ray gets away from it.
Yeah, Bozo protecting a little bit more against the hearts now. So he's asking a big question here. It's 27,500. Yeah, they looked so pretty pre-flop at Ace King of Diamonds. They get folded.
Yep, solid play.
Or even worse. Worse. That's the show, right? Set. It was a 4 on the flop. It was a 4 on the flop.
Set of 4. 10, 4 jack.
So respect for Ray, because Bozo doesn't often show his cards. And
Yep.
he showed Ray. And that is respect for Raymond in his poker persona.
Okay, off we go. Blinds are 1,500, 2,500. 2,500 on the big blind ante. So we have a 6.5k dead money pot before we start. And David Rosenthal in the mustard coloured top will be your under the gun player with 6-5 offsuit. He folds odds round to Kirk, who also folds, and Daryl Schaff. Shafi to his friends. 7-2 for the Sun. Raymond's 8-3 is gone already. Nico with a suited King 8 in late position now on the betting. Small blind, and Moon couldn't get those chips in quick enough.
Yeah. Nico was raising and Moon was already shoving his chips in. There was only 1,000 more.
So there's all in here.
Mooney taking a little gamble with the 8-4 suited. He already had committed to the big blind and big blind ante.
There's a 4 for the 8.
Finds the full Moon. A lot of outs now for Nico.
Yep, all the clubs come on board, and the moon shall stay in the sky tonight.
Slice of fortune for Mooney.
The moon does not fall, and the sun does not set upon the moon. They need to move these people so we can come up with some new material.
You won't leave anything behind. All in one glass.
Coming for less.
Yes, sir.
I will bring a big jar. You'll be getting less.
So after this series of levels with the 4-1A, we're going to be taking 4-1B onto the table. Sorry, 1B, not 4-1B. Day 1B of the main event. We look forward to seeing that. There's quite a few people already gathered, which is awesome. And we'll get to have a look-see.
So Kirk folds under the gun. Shafi out the way.
Sun will get involved here.
Nico with a nice hand on the button, Gary.
Yep, Queen 10 suited. I don't know what Sun is holding. Moon folds. I think down to David. David's in a big blind, gives it up.
So big flop for Nico there for the club draw. The Sun checks. Nico's going to bet that draw.
Oh, he's picked up the flush draw here.
11,000.
Mr. Sun coming with a check raise. So
Yep.
he's saying I've either got the big king, ace king, or he's got a set again. Nico makes the call.
And there is outs. So he misses his outs. We don't know what Sun's got the king jack here.
Yeah, it has appeared now.
So he's betting the king with the jack kicker. And I don't know if that's going to be enough to get it through.
29.5.
I think Nico has to call this. This is too big a draw.
Yeah, with his chip stack and with what's in the pot there already. So he's made the call. We go to the river. So he's whiffed the river, Nico.
Swing and a miss, and the sun will stay shining. Yep, checks it. And that's quite a big put, eh? 131,068 to the good.
A nice hand for Mr. Sun.
Very nice.
Yes, sir. 26,000.
Yeah, so Lion's Head Poker Crew answering your question, Gary, about Ceremony Monster. It's from the Afrikaans Ceremoniemeester, in brackets Monster, which translates to Master of Ceremonies. And they're saying, so he probably got the shirt from a friend where he was the MC.
Okay, cool.
That is their explanation.
Nice. You see, all you got to do is ask the public and they'll let you know what's happening. Is that what Hugo said? It's official. Hugo is now my official go-to man on Cape Crusaders. Brad, you have been fired. It doesn't matter. Superheroes, you are off the list. Hugo is now official superhero advisor.
So in that outer pit on the right-hand side, 6 full tables, day 1B now.
There, it's getting nice and full. And Bradley has lost his superpower. So Mark read that out. Thank you to the Lion's Head boys. Thank you for that. And we learn something new every day.
So Raymond coming in with the King 9 of Diamonds. Nico folds. It's quite a sizable raise.
18,000 to draw.
And Ray will get that one through.
There's a one purple chip, Mr. Sun. Yeah, under there.
There is our leaderboard with all the chips behind from a tray rack in front of a dealer.
Keep it.
So we will continue our little competition about who do you share a birthday with, and if there's anybody interesting or bizarre. Currently Ayrton Senna and Carl Meiberg are the 2 entries that I like the most. And FYI, I share a birthday with Beatrix Potter. That's the woman who can balance a jug of beer on her head and play snooker at the same time. Beatrix Potter.
Oh my word.
No. That was bad. That was bad.
Famous authoress.
And also World Nature Conservation Day, observed on the 28th of July every year. Back to the action. Huawei Sun raises it up here to 6.5k.
Round to Moon.
With the ace-8. Moon is still fairly short here, so he's kind of in shoving mode. Not actual shoving mode, but he's kind of locked and loaded, if that makes any sense.
Shafi in the big blind with a suited 3-2. Defends.
Off to the flop. So gut shot for Huawei Sun here.
Nothing for Shafi. And this should go bet fold. So Mr. Sun has amassed a lot of chips since he came to this table.
Chipping away nicely. What was his starting stack when he got here?
155, 500, Gary.
And he's 289, so done very well. And doing it under the radar, which is nice, you know, chipping away. So we're having a change of shift in the front row pilots here. And there's your timing screen. So we're coming to the end of this level.
So Edgar will be under the gun. He folds, Raymond folds. Up to Big Nico. Fancies to raise the King 10. Moon is called with the King Jack suited.
Lines up next time.
And Kirk comes along from the button with Queen Jack.
So that little beeping and noise in the background is the blinds will up next hand. The 1500, 3000.
Shafi comes with from the small blind. Mr. Sun in the big blind. He just flat calls.
So 5 players still in the hand. And we're off to the flop. 35k in the middle. 2, Jack, 2. So the Jacks hit the bottom 2 players there. Moon and Kirk. Rainbow flop, so no real connection to any of the flush draw prospectors.
Moon bets. Kirk calls. Shafi out the way. Mr. Sun gone. And Nico gone. So we go to the turn, it is a 10, they both checked, the 5 comes out. And the King Jack will be good.
Sitting in your room having some drinks and watching cricket. Twice.
Right, lines up. 1.5, 3. 1,500, 3,000.
Okay, so we're coming up on hand number 16, brackets 21. We're 5 out on the brackets, by the way. And my co-commentator Mark is sprinting past me for his little update from the outer tables. And I'm sure he'll take a spin around the natural break area as well. Okay, hand number 16 of the day. Raymond and Rami are under the gun player, bottom right of your screen. Suited Jack 6 of hearts. Raymond putting his cards right through the center on the boxes there. This guy's done all of this before, trust me. Old school. No need to do the training. Round to Nico, and they're going to the muck. The moon is set, and we're round to David Rosenthal.
Yes.
That's not a nasty piece.
No, Nick is double for me. I'm happy with that. Why not?
So Kirk the Walker is next to act.
Thank you. There was a flop ace on the flop that played.
Kirk is all in.
I think he would have been.
Personally, I can beat you.
The energy was with him. With me, no. I think the energy is with him.
Yes.
So Mr. Daryl Shaffy to his mates, is all inner, and Mr. Huawei Sun is in the tank. We haven't lost the graphics. We just switch them off occasionally so people can get to see the other players that are behind them. Once we know what's going on. I think perhaps somebody should wake Mr. Sun up and tell him it's his go. He actually looks like he's sleeping. There he is. He's back with us. So the raise, just to recap, was from David Rosenthal in the hijack. Daryl Shaft shoves on the button with ace queen suited, and we're sweating with those two players. Well, Huawei Sun carves out the call, brackets the raise, brackets the shove, to respond. He has all the options available to him, including a fold, of course. Huawei Sun, regular supporter here of our tour in South Africa. Hails, obviously, given the flag there, from People's Republic of China, but currently resides in Botswana, and he's a heavy contractor. Daryl Scharf is a local lad, an electrical engineer. And what you're seeing there is actually not allowed at the table, showing cards. So the dealer must just pick up on that.
Mr. Rice is pocket check. Showing the cards. Pocket check. Them showing the cards. You must also. No.
So the dealer will tell the guys not to show cards, and we're all sorted. These are tournament conditions, not cash game conditions, and the rule, I think, is 83 or 84, does actually explain that. And it's not show one, show all, it's show nobody, and then you show nobody all. You cannot disclose your cards to another player for any reason other than that of showdown. Anyhow, our dealer has put them right, and we'll move on.
Why don't you guys tell me that next time?
No, you will go.
Good bit of banter amongst the guys on the table there. Big Nico, master of ceremonies as we now know, is has folded around to David Rosenthal with Queen 10. Mid position here, so might fancy a little wander out there. Easily though a fold as well if he wants to. Depends how he feels of those to his left. Looks like he's going to carve something out. 7.5 in the pot, so he'll stick in a 3 to 4 raise, I would have thought. Yeah, up to 15, so 7.5. Pot size raise. And I think Kirk called quite quickly there. And yes, we have noticed that Mr. Sun's cards aren't being shown. There's nothing wrong with the reader. I think it's the way in which he puts them together. And given the opportunity, we will ask him to maybe change so we get to see them a bit more. You know, it all adds to the fun, being able to sweat with the other players. That's metaphorically sweat. If you literally want to sweat, just come in the back in here. Jeepers. We're warming up for a long one. Raymond will get rid of these, I'm sure. Not interested in playing those. So we will be going 3 ways to the flop. 2 cards, 2 sets of cards exposed, and 1 set hidden for the moment. Queen 7, 6. So Queen 10 of David Rosenthal flops the best. No help for the hearts of Kirk. So I suspect this will go bet fold with Kirk, and then we'll see what Mr. Sun's got. Round to Mr. Sun. There we go. David and Huawei will have crossed swords many, many times in the past, and will know each other's games quite well.
You can take your picture in for this.
7 o'clock your appointment is that.
You should think so watching the
7
IPL
o'clock
a long time
appointment,
ago.
they say. Just message my secretary. 7 o'clock, Mr. S. coming.
There you go, ace 3 for Mr. Huawei Sun, and he gets out of the way. I think Brad was willing him to put them on top of the sensor. Good work, Bradley. You've got your superpower back.
And also not only position, you have best.
Right, Gary, I'm back from my wanderings outside.
Your little sojourn around the tables. What news do you bring?
I encountered Martin Maroon coming in. I got the customary hello, champ. I've made up my mind that Martin uses that standard greeting because he can't remember all our names anymore. So it's just hello, champ. And the day 1B has spilt over into this pit, so we have now already 8 full tables.
I was getting that message from left and right there. We're up to date and efficient. So 8 tables, very, very nice. We only have about, let me just check the timer, 49 minutes to run on this level, and then day 1A will be done, and we can start intermingling a little more. So any notables? Did you see Mr. Myberg out there?
I saw Mr. Myberg
And
out
how's
there.
his stack?
It's about just a little bit above average at the moment now from where he started. I mean, still early days for day 1B. They've only played the 1 level.
Do you recall what the starting stack was? I've forgotten.
I think it's 50k.
50k, okay, right.
And I saw Andrew Anthony out there. Chandra Deep was on the tables there. Just as I was walking past on the entrance, Joe Steggers was there. So he was in this event. Just a couple of the others all around that we know.
But no notable stacks at this time.
No notable at this point. I think a little bit early still.
Is it any cooler out there than it is in here?
It is a little cooler outside there. I think it's all the equipment in here, Gary.
Yeah, I know what it is. It's just yeah, a little
It
warm.
is hot in here.
It is.
You might need to take a walk out there to cool off and see the other outer tables just now as well.
18 outs for Edgar. That includes all the opportunities. So that is going to help Nico, not Edgar, and his King 7 will prevail here with the 6 and 3 go backwards. Just needed a bigger card on the river for a chop. There you go, he's going to bet it, and Edgar will fold, and I'm pretty sure Nico thought he was bluffing there. He may have been, but he was bluffing with the best hand.
The best spot to be in, to bluff with the best hand.
Indeed it is.
And they've got the lovely Sunbet poker girls standing either side of the entrance and in front of the VIP area, welcoming you as you come in.
So I better go out and back in a few times then. Go check out their style. See if they're any good at welcoming people.
I walked past them going out and coming back in. I got the hello, welcome from all of them.
Are they doing selfies or autographs?
I'm sure they would with a celebrity like you guys.
If only. A legend in my own lunch break. Back to the table. Waiting for hand number 25.
You're gonna get me into trouble. Screaming in my ear.
But I'm away from the table. You told me to
Boza under the gun folds, around to Kirk Walker.
stand up and stand.
King 10 of spades.
I don't make sense.
That's why I put it in the table.
6.5.
And he has raised, and Darryl in thinking process here, he's got Queen 9 suited, a hand he'd like to see a flop with. But he knows there's a tight player to his right that is raised. But he comes along. Round to Ray on the button. He's also got King 10. There's been a raise and a call. So he might decide to get rid of those. And he does so. Nico folds. Moon is out the way. So we'll go two-way to the flop. And there is the 10 for Kirk. Only one club for Darryl.
Raise. 12, you say, sir. 12,000.
And that should get it done. Any backdoors for Shafia? And he folds. Kirk folds him, shows him the 10. His reputation is solid and intact on this table.
Come on, chef.
Just stop it. That you go on.
You are a ball man. Stop it, chef.
Let's go to perfect flop.
So Kirk will be under the gun with the ace-3 off. He's going to fold that. Shafi out the way. As the sun folds. Edgar limps in. The Queen 4 suited. Ray on the cutoff. 9 deuce in the muck. Raymond hasn't been getting much to play with. Nico's out the way. Moon in the small blind with the Jack 10 suited. Has completed. Boza now with ace king of spades. So he asks both how many they're playing with before he puts the big bet in. There it is, enough to put them all in. He's asking the question straight away. He's prepared to see all 5 cards with the ace king suited and take that hand down out of position. So Boza rakes in all that dead money in the middle, the limp, his own blind and ante, and the completion from Moon. So Daryl's limped in with the 9-6 suited. Raymond Rami now finds a hand, just as we said it. The pocket queens in the hijack.
8,000. I got distracted.
I told him I'd give you 15 grand if you have to break.
Just how I. Raise to 19.
So Ray puts in a big raise, factoring in the limper. Round to Nico. It's out the way. Moon is folded, Boza's folded. Kirk is out the way. Darryl is called and checked blind. Oh my goodness, that is an action flop. The overpair to the flush draw. And Darryl had checked blind. So there's 45,000 in the pot. They could be playing for stacks here. Yeah, all in and call. They are playing for stacks. So there are 6 outs for Darryl. These two have played many, many hands against one another in the past. So the pocket queen's ahead. They have 62.8% equity here. The 5 is a blank. Add straight draws. And my goodness, my. Darryl goes runner straight and cracks the queens of Ray. That was not a nice one for the queens.
Your attention players in the backroom, as far as beverages are concerned.
So the dealer sorting out the change. Ray is not eliminated, but he's going to be severely dented. He's going to be crippled. He's going to have just under 12,000 chips left. And wow, huge hand for Darryl. Flopped the flush draw, check raised all in, and picked up the up and down straight draw on the turn as well, and rivered the straight. And it was a big raise pre-flop with the queens. So Ray will play it through in his mind and think, I couldn't have done much different there. So Raymond is left with very few chips now. That was very unfortunate for Ray, having his queens cracked there by 9-6. And Shafi having limped in that 9-6 suited. Ray raised really hard. Shafi called, checked blind, found 2 clubs on the flop, check raised all in. Raymond called him with the overpair to the board, turned the up and down straight draw and rivered the straight, not the flush.
8,000. 8.
So Mr. Sun, massive raise here. It's just an 8,000 raise, not an 88,000 raise. 8,000 raise, that sound makes more sense.
How much? 5,000 more. 8,000 more.
I think the puppet people are back downstairs.
Is that all the noise we're getting from out there, guys?
Yep.
5 more. No, just a friend.
So in this particular event, Darryl Schaff with 9-6 again, by the way. In this particular event, I think Nick Canoy's probably got the biggest stack.
Okay.
He's wasn't at the table, but probably off having a nicotine injection or something, but looks like he's cracking away there. In the day 1B, there's nobody really streaking ahead.
Yeah, it's a little early. Mr. Sun bets that flop and nobody with a club there. He had ace king. So he's made ace king work quite well for him. And any king actually, the king jack, he also made a big hand. There is that outer table. You know, Nick is sitting there. He has got a lot of chips, guys.
Yeah. Des has got a few as well, and Faisal also, but I think Nick is in front.
So action is on Edgar under the gun. He folds that. Round to Ray, who's now been badly damaged. It's ace jack, I'm sure that's all going to go in now. Puts it in. You can see in his body language. That was a nasty way to get his queens cracked. Not much he could have done differently in that hand. Kirk Walker on the button with king 10. He folds the king 10. Four players behind. Daryl Schaff with king 9 in the small blind. Folds, round to Mr. Sun. That's Queen 8 versus the Ace Jack. So Ray got 62% equity in the hand. Oh, and there's a queen, and now he's looking for one of two outs only. And that is 2 pair, and that is the end of that. And we will bid farewell to Mr. Raymond Rami from the feature table. And out of this day 1A of the main event,
What a pleasure to have Raymond up on the feature table with us. It's been a while since we've seen him, for all the reasons we know, but to actually have on the feature table, I think that was the first. And David respectfully goes over and greets him, said what a pleasure, and Mr. Sun will do the same.
gives him commiserations for that other hand. Nice touch there, Barbozo.
Yeah, nothing wrong, bit of respect for your elders, I like that. I'm a bit old-fashioned like that, so nicely done.
It may not be the end of the legend. We may see him in one of the other days. We do not know at this point.
I'm sure he'll be back for more.
And he'll take the walk out.
So are you saying I'm not distributing the wealth according?
That is exactly what you're saying.
Oh, okay.
Past all the other players that are hopeful to get through.
Dave,
There's Clayton next to Doc Lottering, between Gavin Sardini and Doc.
Nothing, bro. Nothing.
JP Oaks in the background. So we'll move on now. Nico under the gun. He goes folded, round to Moon. Pocket twos for Moon, who spun up that stack again, as the Moon can do. He Raises with the deuces. Other players absent from the table. So it's round to Mr. Sun.
There's no break due, so they're obviously just stretching the old legs. Break's not for another 30 minutes. And then that's the end of these levels for the day 1As, I believe.
Yeah, that is the end of day 1A, and those that are still in will bag and tag for day 2 tomorrow.
And I think that starts around about 4 o'clock. Not entirely sure.
It'll be there and thereabouts because we'll have to conclude day 1B tomorrow morning, and then there's still the turbo day 1C, as you said earlier, Gaz.
It is.
So nothing for Edgar there. The pocket 2 still ahead. 10. Still no help. The queen still doesn't change anything. The deuces are still ahead. Edgar checks, Moon checks, and he'll be very relieved to see that his 2s are a winner.
When he re-raised, it was my favorite at 6'9", but I was saying, must have more than he re-raised something.
Don't tell everybody if he had 6'9", he'd be pushing. Good man.
Mooney always with a little banter and chirp. Fun to have on the table.
Always.
You are heartbroken, champ. We all agreed to take you out.
Okay. Just work. What can I do? I warned him. I told him. I knew he had a big pocket. Hey? Had 6'9". So? So well.
Bozo fold these.
Shafi getting some stick for that 6'9" hand now.
Yeah, it's my hand.
It's your hand.
So you can take me out with the 6'9", I don't mind. But against me, 6'9" doesn't work. That's the other problem.
Yep, these will be in the muck. Ace-6 for Huawei.
So would it have been okay if I made the flush rather than straight?
Yeah.
Kings for Edgar.
Whatever works for you guys. You play your
Did he
game,
just
man.
flat call there?
Play your game, I play mine.
Yeah, it looks like.
You're getting
No, raised it up to 8,000.
Raised it and then
Huawei's uncalled. And there's the ace magnet. Working well. Look at Edgar's face. You can just see it, can't you?
yeah, it's the resignation. He checked and Mr. Sun bets. He's counted out the 11, but he knows already, guys. Look at his face. His body language, everything. Oh, he puts it all in. Now asking the question, how big is your ace? I don't think Mr. Sun can fold with his stack though, guys.
No.
What Edgar's doing is saying, you've either got that ace or you haven't. And maybe I can make you fold a weak one. But I don't see a version of Mr. Sun folding there. And he's made the call. Sees the kings and there's the ace-6.
Thank you, buddy.
9 no help, 1 of 2 outs only for Edgar, and he won't find it.
And that's done. Edgar will be eliminated from the feature table and from the tournament. Trust me, Edgar will be back. Not necessarily in or on this table, but he will be back. Mooncan pushes up to 25 bigs, and Huawei's on at the top with 114.
You make the hand. I don't know. Just random.
Edgar not happy having gone out with kings.
average last shot. $60, 13 left.
And he will no doubt fill in his friends.
Yep. Next hand is 26. 7.5k in the middle. 1, 5, 3 and 3. And David Rosenthal. And the mustard coloured top here will be our first player to act. Under the gun.
So we have lost 2 players at the top of the table there from when we started. I'm wondering if we're going to get a balance from the outer table.
Yeah, well, they were there when they went out, so hopefully. Looks like Tapiso is giving them a shout.
Those are folds. Kirk with a rag ace. Shafi in the hijack folds that. Mr. Sun in the cutoff with the ace.
A raggedy unsuited ace. Decides he's going to have a little sniff around for this one.
Yeah, he raises it from the late position because he has the vacant button to his left because he'd knocked out, Edgar had been knocked out. And you'll get that steal through.
Nice one. Nice work. I've been watching our wandering camera over there. It's almost like he's at floor level. It's actually quite disconcerting when you watch him. And then when he gets to his spot, it kind of like he puts on the boosters and the camera comes back up to eye level.
Yeah.
Of course, it's none of the sort. It's just my imagination, but you know.
Like the hydraulics in one of those low riding cars.
Yeah, even like a miniature drone. It's quite interesting. Anyhow.
It looks like we are filling up to another table being opened there in the day 1B.
That is good, yeah. 95 for Kirk here. 95 offsuit, the old dolly part.
Blaming you. He's being like love.
I can only give you 2 cards. Why? Why do the dealer? If I ask for more, you must give me more. Raise to 8,000.
Jack 10 for Daryl Schaff.
Shafi will pick that one up.
If I give you 2 cards, then I decided what you must do with them. Then I can only give you 2.
Didn't even think of it. It was a bluff when he said, I don't like it. He was always coming there, right, Mr. Sun? Yeah. I would have gone over
So
the-
Daryl will be under the gun.
It's a good line. I would have gone over and on. Yeah, but I agree. It's good enough to win the bottom.
I moved it and you moved it. But it's fine. 1 card. It's fine.
I moved it because he was drinking the car, so that's what makes it easy for him.
No, it's fine.
That side is the
All in one team. Like we're a team.
because if you hit the bar, you can't go.
No problem.
So King 2 for Huawei, they're into the muck. Nico with the Queen 10 here. In the cut-off, so quite a late position. Might decide to have a little bash at this one. Moon with the pocket 4s. Raises it up. It's a nice move there by Nico. Well done, youngster.
Is that Mr. Darren Lipman out that side? Don't know. No, I thought it was at first.
His dad's here. I spoke with his father earlier.
Yeah, we've seen Howard earlier on. I didn't know if Darren was going to make the trip for the weekend.
Maybe babysitting.
Yeah.
Still is a very young child.
There is Gio on that third table that has opened.
Yeah, he's he got moved when they did the reshuffle. He was the next big blind. I expect all those new players were just delighted to see him pitch up there.
I'm pretty sure of that. And there's Ray discussing with MC and MJ in the background there. So we may see him entering foray again. So ace-3 suited for Bozo on the button after it was raised by Moon.
Talking of Ramis, where's Joe Boy Rami?
Yeah, we saw him at Times Square, which was lovely. Hadn't seen him around for a while.
Yeah, it's a good buddy of mine. I haven't seen him for a while. And his lovely wife, Belinda. Must give him a shout. I expect it's a long way out for him also.
Yeah,
He's not big on the driving.
lovely dry sense of humor, Joe Boy.
Oh, he's a nutter.
Terrorizes young new players. Puts the pressure on them. So it's all folded and Moon takes that down from the cutoff. There's our leaderboard on this table. And Mr. Sun flying along.
Sure. The music went up a notch there.
He has ascended from his stack from whence he started on this table. He has doubled it. Ambient music in the background is coming from down in the big open court area below this Hall of Fame area where we've got a wonderful big venue for the poker, but there's a huge open area around by all the restaurants and they have entertainment there, especially over the weekend, puppet shows, etc., and the music literally thumps through the place. Gets picked up by our sound equipment. So there the ace-jack of Durrell is ahead of the jack-7 of Bozo that we can see. Mr. Sun sandwiched in the middle of that. Just catching up on some admin quickly here in the back. Back up to speed with you. So 9K for Mr. Sun to call, and he has folded. Bozo comes along with his jack. So 85%, oh, when he finds it. I was just saying the percentages, 85% to Daryl, 15 to Bozo. And Bozo dinks the 7 on the turn. So there are the outs for Daryl at the top of the board. He has 6, he now checks, because that board has become very straighty. So Bozo bets. Daryl makes the call. The river brings the saving card again now for Daryl. So this hand is fluctuated, and Bozo shakes his head. Cannot believe it, he got counterfeited on the river. And another big pot going the way of Daryl Schaff. So there they are, 60 entries into this original day 1A. 15 players left. 14, just under 15 minutes left to the close of play, and when they will bag and tag for day 2 tomorrow. And then we will bring on the stream after the dinner break the day 1B players.
So I just had a little float around there whilst getting the music turned down a little tiny bit. And my old mate Clayton's heading in the wrong direction.
Oh dear.
He's got a player on his table who's new to poker, and basically just calling everything and getting there.
Frustrate Claytonius, no doubt.
Yes, not really the sort of behaviour that Clayton enjoys.
And our good friend Carl Marburg.
He's just outside the door, right outside the door.
Couldn't see his stack at all.
No, he's doing okay. I can tell by his body language. I've known him that long. I can know exactly how he's doing.
Your best mate, you should know.
Yeah. Right.
Right, so Bozo's raised with the Jack 9. Round to Nico in the big blind, deciding to defend. He will have Bozo dominated and has made the call. The flop brings a gut shot for both, but an up and down for Bozo. It's up and down for Bozo on the bottom end. The 8 would make him win. Nico looking for the jack of Bozo to make his straight.
So Nico's chips have gone a little bit south, and David Rosenthal's have gone a bit north. He's up about 42,000.
Yeah, Bozo continues, and Nico gets out of the way with his gut shot.
Yep.
So that probably sums it up with the chip movement. And Bozo had just lost a biggish hand to Daryl Schaff whilst you were out there getting that music sorted. And ace jack for Shaffy versus the jack 7 of Bozo. Both flopped the jack 7 on the turn, so Bozo pumped it up. Shaffy called, and the board double paired with a 9 on the river to counterfeit Bozo's jack 7.
Oh, that will have impressed him.
He did give a shake of the head as his cards went into the muck.
Sure. Yeah, but David not wanting to show a lot of emotion, so...
yeah, it was just a shake of the head, the disappointment you could see, frustration a little. So Bozo go with the King 9 suited, moving his stack along nicely now.
Oh, there we go. The Rosenthal smell, it was back.
And he's raising. And they are short-handed, of course. So it suits his game a little bit better, the more aggressive style with the shorter hands. Darrell out the way, Mr. Sun out the way. Round to Nico. He folds. And Mooney puts it all in with ace-jack.
Here we go. Don't think David can call this off.
Asking for a count.
Dealers and players in day 1A complete their hand beyond. Dealers in day 1A complete their hand beyond. And then wait for it.
Trust me, I've seen Bozo make these calls. I've been on the wrong end of them. He folds in this case.
Players in day 1A, report your clock. We're going to go now for the number seats for the rest of your day 1A. The clock will stop on all the flights at 10 minutes, 49. And we'll play the same amount of hands in all flights. So
Yeah, so day 1A, the last hand cards are being put there, 3, 4 or 5.
And shuffle them.
Bradley calling for 3. We have the normal. Yuch is saying 4. Gary saying 3. Sean 5. Brandon 5. So Siobhan 5. Neville 4. I'll go for 4 as well.
I want you to draw one.
So this is a little game played always in the back here with the tech crew and everyone when it comes to drawing the last hands, because this normally happens at the end of a night, and then everybody nominates what they think would be the last few hands. A little bit of fun in the back to relieve the long hours. So action on Kirk under the gun. Shafi in the hijack.
I had to put the children to bed, sorry.
Gaz keeping everyone in line.
The players that are playing in all flights for the 54 day 1A.
Like looking after all the one chops, is it?
You're welcome to play any of the other flights, he or she, and you can take your best step forward. So if you bag 150,000 chips here and you play another flight and you collect 200 odd or whatever it may be, you can take your biggest step forward.
So the TD announcing that you can bag whatever chips you do in this day 1A, and you want to play day 1B or 1C, you can, and then take your, whatever is the biggest stack through to day 2 tomorrow. So round to Nico in the cutoff, he folds, Moon's quickly out the way, Bozo folds, and Kirk gets a walk in the big blind. Someone coming to beat Shafi and also Mr. Sun.
So Big Nico and hijack here with 9-3.
Moon raises. Darryl makes the call from the big blind.
Just for the Americans, we have a three-way audience.
Well, there's an action flop again.
Yep, pair of aces for the club draw.
The last time Shafi did this, he check raised all in. Just flat calls.
No hope with the king.
He blanks the flush this time.
Second last.
Nick has a strike, only a club for Sarge, David Dunn. Only a club for Sarge.
So huge three-way all-in by the looks of things.
And it brings a 3, so Nick wins the hand with a strike.
Three-way all-in right near the end. And looks like Des has been eliminated.
Second last hand,
So big hand there for Nick right at the end.
Round to Mooney in your middle picture there. Says he's folded, so round to Dave Rosenthal, he folds also.
Yeah, looks like Dave's locking up shop already, ready to bag, happy with what he's got. Not wanting to get involved like that on the other table. And this is the last hand.
So I believe there's a break now.
Yeah, they will be coming up for a dinner break.
Did they publish how long it was? An hour?
I don't know if it's for them, but we definitely were told that earlier, so I think you'll have to get
So
confirmation.
you don't know.
Yeah, you know, I'm so scared to say yes because that was what we were told, but things change. And it's always best to get confirmation a second or third time.
Okay, that's cool. I believe this is the last hand for these guys.
Yeah.
And then they're on a break. Well, I think they're on a break till tomorrow.
They are on a break till tomorrow, but day 1B will continue.
So we'll sign off on day 1A. They'll bag and tag whatever is left in front of them. And of course, as I think you've alluded to, they will join the day 2 conglomeration. There's a word. The coming together, the closing of the waves.
The amalgamation, conglomeration, all of those.
All of the above. I think I'm going to go downstairs and shoot the puppeteers with the drums.
So
And that is a surrender by the look of it. So
yeah.
that is the end of this level, and that is the end of our transmission for the foreseeable future. We will be back, I think, at the very latest in an hour. So thanks, Marky, and we'll sign off for now. Look for us next on day 2, part 1. Thank you very much.